Hey guys, we're here at End Stuff Music. We're doing the very first actual official video of the new Friedman Vintage Series Plex amp.
That's awesome.
So, at least this is the first recorded video. I'm not sure if it'll be the first on YouTube or not. We did have some stuff from NAMM show up there, but this is the first one here. And so essentially this amp is a sonic recreation of a 68 Plexi 50 watt Marshall that I owned for years. And this amp is the amp sort of that spawned the whole amp line. So, but I wanted to do a proper sonic recreation. It's not necessarily a visual recreation or exactly how it's made. It's using modern construction techniques, but capturing the sonic character of the original amplifier exactly. And we kind of were really particular about capturing it. So obviously we're gonna just go on stun first thing, right? So in this amp we have a high and low power switch. So what that is essentially a built-in variac in the amp. So we're doing in the down position, it basically is a 90 volt drop, like the very famous, Edward Van Halen or things like that used to use. And right now we essentially have everything on 10. We have two channels in this amp, like some of the original UK amps. You had the normal channel and the high treble channel. And you also have, unique to this amp, switchable bright caps on these channels. So we'll show more of that later in this video. But right now, everything's on 10, normal channel is off, we're in the high sensitivity input, and you do have a master volume on this amp, a unique post-phase master. You can use it lower. Right now, we're going into this aux box here from UA Audio, and we have it just dialed down. So Sammy's gonna give you a little demo of this sounds going, and here you go. All right, not only do you have that full stun sound, while keeping the same tone, you can get a variety of other sounds just by varying your pickups and your volume knob on your guitar. It gets sparkly, can get sparkly clean even.
Oh yeah.
So let's see if we can see what we can do there.
So full blast would be.
It'll go even cleaner. So, I mean, you get so much versatility in a non-master volume amp like this, even though, well, it's a non-master volume amp, so to speak. It does have a master on it. But you can get so much more dynamics than you can necessarily with a preamp-based, like high-gain amp. It gets icy clean to full-on blaze just with the roll of your volume knob. And that's without changing anything on the amp at all.
Mm.
All right, so we switched guitars. We're gonna go a little more of a classic sounding guitar with a little bit of a weaker pickup with this. We still have the same sound going right now, but Sammy can play a little bit on the bridge here and give you an idea of what this different guitar sounds like. Now we're going to set up the amp totally different. So we're going to go in the high voltage mode, so out of variac mode. We're going to roll back everything to maybe around 6. And in this mode, we're going to show how some of these bright switches work and stuff. So right now, we have the volume 1 bright switch in the center, which is off. And we have everything dialed to 6, and we sort of get this tone right now. And then we have a 100 picofarad bright cap, which is just a little bit bright, same tone. And then to the left, we have the full-on 4700 picofarad, which is a big, bright, attacky kind of tone. Ideally, 6 to 7 to 8 on the knob would be best to use. Anything lower would get really anemic. But there's things you can do because we can blend this other channel in. So here's just this channel with that big, bright cap, same setting. And you see it gets that kind of snarl, that kind of great mid-range bark out of these kind of English-style, non-master volume style amps. But what you can do with that is you can keep that and say we'll set that at around 5. Right now it might seem a little anemic. If we have this other channel, the bright switch in the center, and we start blending this in, this will blend in kind of a fuller bass to it. So then you can blend like kind of the snarl with the bass and the fatness to it, and that's a much cleaner tone. You can do all sorts of other interesting things because normally this normal channel would have never had a bright cap, but I have put bright caps on here, so there's all sorts of weird things you can do with it. So like even if I stay this way, let's say I switch this bright switch on, blended with the other one. Center. To the right. And again, the brightest of bright on that on the normal channel also.
Sounds good.
Which that's kind of a neat sound, which you can't ever get that on a classic British amp.
Yeah,
It's normally that off on that channel, blended in with the big bright cap on the normal channel. But you can also like even pull this down really low, which is going to be really anemic right now. Really bitey, you know? And then you can blend that into that really bitey tone.
That sounds cool.
And you can get all sorts of characters. You could take a Strat, like if you just go the Strat pickups on this, we can turn this bright channel off, volume 1, and just use the bass channel, right? And you can then use, say, that bright setting. I'm sorry, I actually had these bright caps mixed up.
You want to redo some of that?
No, it's okay. So you know, when we're just doing into the volume 2 and this one's off, you know, and a Strat, right, which is really cool sound. So no bright cap is that, right? Kind of dark, right? The 100 picofarad bright cap would be this. Sparkly. And then we can bring up the volume just a little bit.
Sounds great.
And then, of course, the brightest 4700 picofarad would, and that just brings, you know, not really probably suited for the single coils. So we're going to show you one other thing here, which is interesting. We have a post-phase master on this amp. So I'm going to go back to the stun setting. And the variac in the low voltage position.
All right.
And so we have it going right now. You can play on the bridge pickup and so that shows the master volume. I'll bring it up slow again. And there we have the Plex amp.
So again, either one of these would be your audience. Your audience.
Great song.
Signal from